Hi, guys. I remember that on Friday you guys were having a little bit of trouble with your electromagnet motors, and so I spent the weekend a little bit trying to figure out what was going on, and I realized that the wires that we have, the copper one and the red one, have insulation on it. And insulation is a layer of maybe some sort of non-conductive material that is on the wire that we have to strip off. Otherwise, we don't have any current going through it. So that's why none of our motors worked. So regardless of which one we're doing, I played around with a couple of them. This one was the coil method, the one where you can put the battery through the coil like this, and the magnet on the bottom. I stripped it off from down here. The little bridge method, okay, again you put it down this way and then add the magnet to the bottom, okay, like that, okay. They didn't seem to work for me at home as well as the coil method, which is the one that I have here. Okay, so what I did is I got a piece of, this is just an old box, and then I got some of the thicker cable, the red cable, okay, and I made little loops on them. I don't know if you can see that, the little loops, okay, and I made little stands for them like this so that I can place them into the cardboard like so. Okay. Now remember, any place that there's going to be an electrical current, we have to strip the insulation from it. So right here, this is going to go like this. So I had to strip the insulation from here and from the little eye holes here. Okay. I don't know if you can see inside there. All right. So you have to make sure that it's stripped and the actual copper is showing. I'll put these like that. Alright. I'm going to take my magnet and I'm going to place it. Actually, I found it worked better. These are so close and they're so strong that anytime that I would go up next to something, it would catch. So what I did to kind of help me through that, I put one on the top and one on the bottom, like that, and that way they kind of stayed in the middle. And they also kind of help each other out in terms of magnetism. Okay. So again, inside all of this is stripped. The bottom part is stripped. Okay, I've got the big battery pack here. I'm going to connect one side here and get my coil. Run it through this way, like so. Again, these two are stripped and the inside is stripped. And now, if I connect these, they should make, there you go. And there's a running motor, okay? Now, you can, sometimes it goes offside here. Let me do that, you can help it along. There you go. Okay, so there you go. That's one tip. Make sure that you have your cable stripped. The other thing that you may want to consider if you're trying one of these methods where the cable is actually spinning on the battery, I took sort of a thick screw and I just kind of hammered a little bit into it, making a little indentation. You have to be very careful. Make sure Ms. Klein is watching you. Make a little indentation there so that when the cable rests on top of it, it can spin around and it won't fall off. Okay, that's falling off. So you might want to try that one. And this one here, this is another one that works semi-well. It's always very difficult to get these things to work because a lot of things have to go right. in order for it to work. So here's this one. This is a fresh battery. If you're going to try this method, okay, the little bridge method, remember, always strip wherever it's going to make contact with the battery or with magnet, okay, and it has to complete the circuit. So from here all the way down to the bottom. The other tip that I want to give you with these ones is that you really have to play around with how the, there we go, you really have to play around with the shape of the cable, of the little wire, because if it's too tight, there's going to be more friction, and so it's not going to let the cable go around as much, and if it's too loose, it's not going to touch. So you have to kind of get the perfect balance, and there we go. That's the other little motor.